There's an island in the world where nature plays by its own rules. A place where the animals are so unique, you won't find them anywhere else on Earth. Welcome to Madagascar, a true evolutionary laboratory. Madagascar isn't part of Africa, it's a world of its own. Although geographically located off the eastern coast of Africa, Madagascar is biologically completely unique. The island broke away from the African continent around 160 million years ago and has followed its own evolutionary path ever since. This isolation led to the development of species that are found nowhere else in the world. About 90% of its wildlife is endemic. Visiting Madagascar feels like landing on another planet, but instead of aliens, you're greeted by lemurs and colorful chameleons. Land of the Baobabs. Madagascar is home to the most iconic baobab tree avenue in the world, the famous Avenue of the Baobabs. These towering, bottle-shaped trees can live up to 800 years and look like something straight out of a fantasy movie. Locals call them the trees of life, and for good reason, as their thick trunks store water for the dry seasons. At sunset, the silhouette of the trees against the glowing orange sky creates one of the most magical natural scenes on Earth. Kingdom of the Lemurs. Madagascar is the homeland of lemurs, unique primates found only here. There are over 100 known species, with the most famous being the ring-tailed lemur, made world famous by the animated film Madagascar. But in real life, these creatures are even more fascinating. In their social groups, females are dominant, and they often engage in scent wars to establish territory or rank. Sadly, more than 90% of lemur species are endangered, so if you want to see them in the wild, don't wait too long. Incredible facts about Madagascar you never knew. Sit back, because this really is another dimension. Madagascar isn't just an island next to Africa. It's a separate world, filled with creatures, traditions, and landscapes that you simply won't find anywhere else. Madagascar, the island of chameleons. This island is not only the home of lemurs, but also the capital of chameleons. More than half of the 200+ known chameleon species in the world live in Madagascar. And that's no coincidence. The humid tropical habitat here is perfect for these masters of camouflage. The world's smallest chameleon is also found here, the Brookesia nana, a species so tiny it can fit inside a matchbox. The male measures just 13.5 millimeters, making it the smallest known reptile on Earth. Despite its size, this tiny chameleon functions just like its larger relatives. It moves its eyes independently, hunts tiny insects, and even changes color. It's a true miniature marvel. Chameleons are not only biologically fascinating, but they're also symbols of Madagascar. For centuries, local communities have believed these creatures bring good luck and protect people from evil spirits. 5. One of the world's most unique burial rituals. Famadihana. In Madagascar, the line between life and death is thinner than almost anywhere else. Famadihana, or the turning of the bones, is an ancient tradition still practiced by certain ethnic groups, particularly the Merina people. During the ceremony, families exhume the remains of their deceased loved ones, rewrap them in fresh cloth, and hold a joyful, music-filled celebration in their honor. The dead are literally danced around the village center while people sing, play instruments, and tell stories about them. This isn't morbid, it's a celebration of love and respect. Locals believe that ancestral spirits cannot truly rest until their families have shown them affection in this way. Famadihana is a way of reconnecting with the dead, allowing them to happily watch over the living. Although this tradition sometimes sparks debate due to modern health concerns, its cultural and emotional significance runs deep. The pirogue, the traditional sailing canoe that defies time. Along the coasts of Madagascar, you can spot curious little sailboats every morning. These wooden boats are pirogues, handcrafted traditional canoes that have been made the same way for centuries using tools, wood, and knowledge passed down through generations. A pirogue is often built by its owner or with the help of family members. These canoes are more than just boats, they're lifelines, used for fishing, transportation, and even dating in some villages. Many pirogues are fitted with sails, simple but effective ways of harnessing the ocean breeze. The sails are often made from recycled materials like old tarps or canvas, blending creativity with functionality. The pirogue is more than a mode of transport, it's a symbol. The identity of coastal communities is deeply tied to these small boats. One local fisherman put it this way: "The pirogue is our feet, and the sea is our road." So Madagascar isn't just about fairy tale landscapes and unusual animals. It's also home to a culture where ancient traditions and natural living still thrive today. If you're curious to learn more mind-blowing facts about this island, leave a comment. and I'll happily continue the series. 7. Madagascar, the world's largest vanilla producer. If you've ever bought a real vanilla bean, chances are it came from Madagascar. This island is responsible for over 70% of the world's vanilla production and is especially famous for its Madagascar bourbon vanilla variety. Considered one of the most flavorful and aromatic in the world. But growing vanilla isn't easy. It's one of the most labor-intensive agricultural products on Earth. The flowers bloom for just one day and must be hand-pollinated, often using a small stick like a toothpick. This delicate task is typically performed by women in villages, requiring skill, patience, and precision. After pollination, the vanilla beans take months to mature, followed by several weeks of fermentation and drying to develop the familiar sweet, spicy aroma. Vanilla production is seasonal and highly dependent on weather, especially cyclones. Major storms can severely damage plantations. On the global market, vanilla prices have rivaled those of gold, and at times, it's even been more expensive than silver. This high value is both a blessing and a curse for Madagascar. While it provides livelihoods for many, it also attracts black market trade and theft. In some regions, armed guards protect the crops, and vanilla wars have been reported. Madagascar's vanilla is not just a culinary treasure but a cornerstone of the island's economy. When you buy real organic vanilla, you're likely supporting the hard work of a Malagasy family. 8. The Malagasy spider, the creature that spins the strongest web in the world. This is not a myth. One of the world's most extraordinary spider species lives in Madagascar. Known as Chirostris darwini, or Darwin's bark spider, it produces the strongest known spider silk on Earth. This spider is a true engineering marvel. It weaves webs over 25 meters, 82 feet long, and suspends them across rivers, reaching places other spiders can't. This clever strategy allows the spider to set aerial traps for flying insects, which are caught completely off guard and quickly become prey. The silk of the Darwin's bark spider is up to 10 times stronger than steel of the same thickness and even more durable than Kevlar. It's not just a biological curiosity, it's a scientific breakthrough. Researchers around the world are studying this spider's web to develop next-generation materials like bulletproof vests, surgical sutures, and highly flexible yet ultra-strong fabrics. This spider is harmless to humans and is found almost exclusively in Madagascar. It thrives in dense forested areas and near rivers and streams, an exceptional example of how wildlife has adapted to the island's unique ecology. 9. Madagascar, a butterfly paradise in the tropics. Madagascar is one of the few places on Earth where over 300 species of butterflies live, dozens of which are endemic, meaning they exist nowhere else in the world. Butterflies are not only beautiful but play a crucial ecological role. They pollinate plants and serve as food for birds, lizards, and other animals. Their colorful wings often serve as camouflage or warning signals, especially in Madagascar, where evolutionary pressures have acted in a very isolated environment. One of the island's most iconic butterflies is the Chrysaridia ripheus, commonly known as the Madagascan sunset moth, even though it's technically a moth. It's considered one of the most beautiful insects in the world, with iridescent emerald green and ruby red wings. Collectors have sought it since the 19th century, and it remains one of the rarest and most coveted display specimens today. Butterflies in Madagascar inhabit everything from rainforests and grasslands to savannas and highland regions. Butterfly watching has become a popular ecotourism activity. Local guides lead hikes through lush tropical forests where visitors can encounter dozens of butterfly species in a single outing. The butterfly world in Madagascar showcases not only the stunning beauty of nature, but also its delicate balance. Habitat destruction, deforestation, and illegal collecting all pose major threats to these biological treasures. Every butterfly seen in the wild is a reminder of the importance of conservation. Conclusion: Madagascar is not just about lemurs and baobab trees. It's a land of incredible biodiversity, agricultural wonders, and hidden natural records. From the sweet scent of vanilla to the strength of spider silk and the flutter of butterfly wings, every part of this island whispers one truth: Madagascar truly is another world. Let me know if you'd like a YouTube description, script, or social content based on this translation. 10. Active volcanoes and strange rocks. The Tsingy de Bemaraha, and Madagascar's geological wonders. Madagascar is not only known for its unique wildlife, but also for its extraordinary geological formations. One of the most awe-inspiring natural sites is the Tsingy de Bemaraha National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The word Tsingy in the Malagasy language means where one cannot walk barefoot, and that's no exaggeration. This area is a sharp limestone karst landscape covered in spiky pinnacles, looking like something from another planet. The rock formations are so jagged that most areas can only be accessed with harnesses, footbridges, and protective gear. This stone forest was once an ancient seabed, uplifted over millions of years and sculpted by erosion from wind and water into needle-sharp spires. The landscape is so surreal that it's been featured in nature documentaries by the BBC and National Geographic. Deep within the labyrinth of Tsingy's canyons live rare plant and animal species, including several lemurs and geckos found nowhere else on Earth. One of the most thrilling experiences is walking across narrow suspension bridges over the jagged rocks, with the wind howling and the sharp stone teeth below. But Tsingy isn't the only geological marvel in Madagascar. The country is home to several extinct and potentially active volcanoes, especially in the northern and central regions. The Ankaratra Mountains, for instance, are of volcanic origin and still show signs of geothermal activity, including hot springs. While volcanic eruptions are rare, evidence of Madagascar's volcanic past is everywhere. Basalt fields, lava domes, and volcanic rock formations. These rugged landscapes offer stunning contrast to the island's lush green forests and are a treasure for hikers and nature enthusiasts alike. Exploring Tsingy de Bemaraha and the island's volcanic terrain is a powerful reminder of just how diverse and astonishing Madagascar's surface is. It's as if Mother Nature mixed several worlds into one island. 11. Rice is a daily ritual. Madagascar's rice culture. If you visit Madagascar, there's one thing you'll find on every table: rice. But in Madagascar, rice is more than food, it's a way of life. For locals, a day only starts right with a rice-based breakfast. Many Malagasy people eat rice 3 times a day, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Rice comes in many forms: boiled, fried, in soups, and even as dessert. It's typically served with lauka, a savory side dish of vegetables, meat, or fish poured over the rice. The Central Highlands, particularly between Antananarivo and Fianarantsoa, are covered with expansive rice fields. These are cultivated on terraces or in valleys, resembling the famous rice paddies of Southeast Asia. Rice farming is a cornerstone of Madagascar's economy and society. Farmers often tend their fields by hand, and harvesting rice is a communal event. Many people help out in the rice fields from childhood, and rice has become a part of their identity. The importance of rice is reflected in the Malagasy language. The verb for to eat is mihinambari, which literally means to eat rice. So it's not just food, it's synonymous with eating itself. Madagascar has dozens of native rice varieties: white, brown, red, long grain, short grain. Some are reserved for festivals or religious rituals, while others are part of everyday meals. Rice is also linked to a popular drink called ronono, a rice-based beverage made with water or milk and often sweetened for breakfast. It's especially loved by children. For Madagascar, rice is more than sustenance. It's a cultural symbol, a livelihood, a family tradition, and a crop held in almost sacred esteem. 12. No monkeys, lions, or zebras. Madagascar is a different ecological world. Many assume that Madagascar, being near Africa, must have the same animals as mainland countries like Kenya or Tanzania, but that's a big misconception. Madagascar split from the African continent over 100 million years ago and has evolved in complete isolation ever since. As a result, it has a completely unique fauna. There are no lions, elephants, zebras, or even monkeys on the island. Instead, entirely different animals fill these ecological roles. The best known are the lemurs, which live only in Madagascar. Although people often think lemurs are monkeys, they are actually prosimians, more primitive primates from an ancient evolutionary branch. Because the island has no large natural predators, its birds, reptiles, and small mammals are much bolder and less secretive than those on the mainland. The largest native predator is the fossa, Cryptoprocta ferox, a cat-like carnivore that is actually more closely related to mongooses. It's the top predator in Madagascar's ecosystem and mainly hunts lemurs. Other native animals include geckos, chameleons, and numerous bird species, many of which are found nowhere else in the world. Madagascar is a perfect example of how biological isolation can lead to radically different evolutionary paths. That's why many say, Madagascar isn't just part of Africa, it's a world of its own. Conclusion. These 3 fascinating facts, the stone forests, the rice devotion, and the unique wildlife, are just a glimpse of what Madagascar has to offer. This island is a natural wonder, a cultural treasure, and an ecological mystery all rolled into one. Anyone who visits Madagascar will leave with a new perspective on the world, because there is truly no place like it on Earth. 13. Over 18. Different ethnic groups. Madagascar's cultural mosaic. Madagascar's population is incredibly diverse from an ethnic standpoint. and this diversity shapes the entire identity of the island. More than 18 main ethnic groups live here, each with its own unique language, clothing, music, and culinary traditions. The origins of the Malagasy people are extraordinary. Genetic research shows that roughly half the population has African ancestry, while the other half descends from Southeast Asia, mainly Indonesian. This means the ancestors of the Malagasy people arrived from thousands of kilometers away, some from the nearby east coast of Africa, and others from modern-day Indonesia and Malaysia by sea. Among the many ethnic groups, the Merina are the largest and most well-known, living mainly around the capital, Antananarivo. The Betsileo live in the Central Highlands, while the Sakalava, Antandroy, Betsimisaraka, and others inhabit the coastal and southern regions. Each group has its own customs, unique dances, traditional garments, decorative patterns, and spiritual beliefs. Some see the zebu horn as a sacred symbol, while others perform sun dances or ceremonies in honor of their ancestors. Despite a national unifying language, Malagasy, the country is rich in dialects. These regional variations often reveal where someone is from or what group they belong to. Madagascar's ethnic diversity doesn't divide, it unites. Intermarriage between groups is common, traditions blend together, and people take pride in their multicultural identity. This vibrant mix makes Madagascar a true cultural melting pot, where African drums, Indonesian spices, and French colonial heritage coexist in daily life. 14. Music and dance are part of daily life, the rhythm of Madagascar. In Madagascar, music is more than just entertainment. It's part of daily life. Whether it's a family event, market day, wedding, or funeral, music and dance are always present. One of the most famous musical and dance traditions is Hiragasi, a theatrical-style performance. Hiragasi shows often last several hours and feature live music, poetry, dance, and satirical skits. In rural villages, this is the main form of entertainment, especially popular in the central regions. Musicians use traditional instruments such as the valiha, a tube zither made from bamboo, kabosa, a Malagasy-style guitar, marovani, and a variety of drums. The musical soundscape blends African rhythms, Asian melodies, and European harmonies. This unique fusion makes Malagasy music unlike anything else. Locals often dance spontaneously, to a street musician, a tune on the radio, or simply because they feel like it. Dance is not just joyful, it's a form of self-expression and a deeply communal activity. Among younger generations, Tsapiki and Salagi are hugely popular. These fast-paced dance music genres feature electric guitars and drums, filling local bars and parties with high energy. Music and dance also play a role in spiritual and religious practices. Many rituals involve summoning ancestors with music or honoring them through ceremonial dances. It's not unusual for children to grow up playing instruments or learning traditional dances. This is a cornerstone of Malagasy culture. 15. One of the world's most beautiful beaches. The island of Nosy Be, meaning Big Island, lies off the northern coast of Madagascar and is one of the country's most popular holiday destinations. And for good reason. Its white sand beaches, turquoise waters, coral reefs, and lush jungles look like they've come straight from a dream. The climate is pleasant year-round, and the island offers top-tier snorkeling, diving, and sailing experiences. Nosy Be's coastline is dotted with hidden coves, small fishing villages, and welcoming locals. The most popular beaches include Madarokeli Beach and Andalana Beach, where sunsets are unforgettable. The sky glows orange and purple while the sea gently laps at the shore. Marine life in the waters around the island is spectacular. Sea turtles, dolphins, whales, and hundreds of fish and coral species inhabit the area. The underwater world is a paradise for nature lovers and photographers alike. But Nosy Be is more than just beach life. The Lokobi Reserve is a dense rainforest that's home to lemurs, chameleons, and other exotic creatures. Hikers can explore tropical vegetation, spice plantations, and local village life on guided jungle walks. Spices are another highlight. Vanilla, ylang-ylang, and pepper fill the air with intoxicating aromas. Wandering through the spice markets feels like stepping into a world of scents. Nosy Be offers both luxury and authenticity. You'll find high-end resorts alongside cozy, family-run guest houses. The nightlife is relaxed but atmospheric, with beach bars, local grills, and live Malagasy music performances. The island has something for everyone. Romantic couples, adventurous backpackers, families with children, and those just seeking peace and quiet. Nosy Be is not just a jewel of Madagascar, but one of the most magical tropical islands in the world. Conclusion. These three facts, the ethnic diversity, the role of music and dance, and the enchanting island of Nosy Be, deepen the understanding that Madagascar is not just an island but a world in itself. a place where culture breathes, dances, and tells stories with every wave, rhythm, and smile. Tourism in Madagascar, a tropical paradise, still waiting to be discovered. Madagascar is not only a unique ecological wonder, but also an increasingly popular destination for nature lovers, adventurers, and those seeking peace and tranquility. The island is vast, diverse, and often surprisingly untouched, making it a perfect location for travelers looking for off-the-beaten-path experiences. When is the best time to visit Madagascar? The ideal time to travel is from April to November, during the dry season. Rainfall is minimal, roads are more accessible, and most natural attractions are easier to reach. The wet season from December to March brings the risk of cyclones, especially on the east coast, so travel can be more challenging during those months. What should you know before visiting Madagascar? Madagascar is not your typical luxury destination. Travelers should be prepared for underdeveloped infrastructure in some areas, bumpy or dirt roads, and long travel times between regions. It's best to pre-arrange tours or rent a car with a driver, as public transportation, like the slow and crowded taxi bus, is not always reliable. Health preparations are important. Yellow fever vaccination is recommended, along with malaria protection. Always drink bottled water and carry essentials like medicine and hand sanitizer. Currency, costs, and payments. The local currency is the Ariary, MGA, and most transactions are cash only. Credit cards are accepted in some cities or hotels, but not everywhere. Prices are generally affordable for Western tourists, but haggling is common and expected at markets and taxis. What should you see and explore? Madagascar is huge, and getting around can take time, so it's smart to plan ahead. Decide if you want to explore the eastern rainforests, the western karst landscapes, the northern beaches, or the remote southern regions. The Nosy Be National Park is one of the most popular rainforest spots, home to the famous Indri lemur and other unique species. The Tsingy de Bemaraha in the west is a surreal karst landscape, perfect for adventurers looking for suspension bridges and limestone spikes. Beaches, Madagascar's coastal treasures. Madagascar has over 5,000 kilometers of coastline, filled with stunning, often hidden beaches. Nosy Be, the most famous resort island with great infrastructure, white sand beaches, coral reefs, diving opportunities, romantic sunsets, and spice markets. Île Sainte-Marie, Nosy Be, a peaceful island off the east coast, once a pirate haven, now known for whale watching, July-September. Ifati and Anakau, small southern fishing villages with crystal-clear waters, ideal for snorkeling, diving, and relaxation. Manifiafi, a secluded eco-paradise in the southeast where rainforest meets the sea, perfect for responsible tourism and nature lovers. Things to do beyond the beach. Visit a vanilla plantation in the north. Take a local cooking class and learn to make romazava or ravitoto. Explore zebu cattle markets. Attend a traditional Hiragasi music and dance show. Travel responsibly. Madagascar's ecosystems are fragile, so responsible tourism matters. Choose local guides, support community-based initiatives, and avoid buying illegal wildlife products like turtle shells. Summary: Madagascar is a dream destination for nature lovers, culture seekers, and adventure travelers. It offers more than just beauty. It challenges and transforms the way you see the world. Come with an open heart, patience, and curiosity, and you'll leave with memories that last a lifetime. If you liked the video, subscribe.